Hi everyone, and welcome to the Trade of the Day for the 8th of August. My name's Tom. I'm a senior trading strategist here at Trend Signal. We had a really nice trading day yesterday. There were two opportunities in particular, which essentially were pretty much almost impossible to lose. A few smaller trades that occurred through the day. I want to take you through them just to show you the kinds of opportunities that, while they don't appear every single day on the dynamic trader strategy, if you're in here, you're trading actively, then you get the opportunity to get these big movers that can make a serious amounts of cash to add to your accounts. We're looking at two different types. We're looking at a long trade, we're looking at a short trade. We'll start with the German 30, and this is a trade that occurred early in the morning. Now, unfortunately, this is one that I wasn't available to take. I wasn't trading at this time. Sometimes it's just not in your trading window. But I do know that our head coach Stuart was trading this live in the intraday sessions that we do for our clients. We trade with our clients about 10 hours a week as part of the program. So the big opportunity really was this trade here that occurred at 9:30. It ran the whole way through until 10:38. So you're looking at just over an hour. Let's see what we did, and let's see what we took out of the position in the first place. Okay. Arrow flip. When you see an arrow flip on our strategy, nice and simple, it tells you that any opportunity you were in previously, that trade has ended. I can tell you that it wasn't a trade. We're looking to short. We're not even on the right side of the price channel. We know immediately that it's not a valid entry. But we get the arrow flip over. If anyone was trading that for some reason, then it tells you that a new opportunity appears. Let's have a look at the market, have a look at the structure of the market, and we'll see what we think of the opportunity in the first place. So if we go back to what we would have seen when we were looking to take this trade, let's zoom in really close, just so we're not looking into the future. What you see when we flip over, we get this candle here. Arrows flipped, we're looking to long. We look at the candlestick position. Now, when it's inside the blue band, and it definitely is, it's almost into the buying half of the channel, really. When it's inside the band, we need to be above the purple PE ratio, which we are on the open. The PE ratio is this purple band that you see on screen. What we need then is a green to red vector average change. We have this all the way back here. These green to red vector averages measure short-term momentum. We go green to red to green. Finally, we need to have a look at the R ratio. And that tells us that we've got a good position here because it's positive. It tells us essentially that the market is wide enough that we're not just going to lose any potential profit to the cost of getting into this position in the first place. We'll go through these steps a lot. They become muscle memory very quickly, but for now, it's an entry. And normally what I do in these videos is I'd show you how we manage this, but to be honest with you, there's not really any management required. Now, the simplest way to look at these trades is to follow the black trailing arrows themselves. So while these form the initial opportunity and your emergency stop loss, they lock in profit as you go through the trade and eventually take you out for an exit. Just so you're not running these trades forever, the market turns around on you and you go away miserable because you didn't lock anything in the first place. And what you see, 2 minutes per candle, we spend about 10 minutes largely pushing sideways, and then it's smooth right up, push down, smooth right up, push down, smooth right up. Nothing spiky, nothing really pulling back to attack anywhere near our black arrows, and we just push through. And in the end, this position ended up being 202 points. 202 points is a crazy move, especially on the German tax. I mean, just quickly, and this is a little bit nerdy, but if we have a look at these vector average changes, red to green at 850, we don't see it turn back to even thinking about short-term selling momentum all the way till 1038. It is very rare that you see that on the German, even for the space of 30 minutes, let alone for the best part of an hour. So, as I say, it's not necessarily a trade we see very often, but they happen more often than you would think, really, if you're trading around these times. And you have to be in to win it. That's the important part. We then got into a position where basically both the German and the US 30, let's make sure we're on the right time. We are, yeah, this is yesterday. Both of them, big up move, big up move. We don't really trade the US 30 around this time, so we wouldn't be looking at it. It's out of hours. We then go into a period of kind of finding a region of value in the price. Now, there's some good trading opportunities in here. Some of them are valid, some of them aren't, based on that 5-step criteria I showed you a moment ago. But what happens? We get past lunchtime, we get to the US market open, and we make the US 30 our primary market to trade. So let's have a look at the US 30, and we get really the complete opposite. We're going for a straight short, but the same kind of pattern is there. And to be honest with you, I think it's an even more attractive trade. I mean, before we get into the details of this, have a look how many red candles in a row we have as part of this pattern. Even when it's green, it's largely just holding its position. It's not really coming back on you anywhere near significantly. So let's have a look. We're outside the band. Let's zoom in actually, make it a little clearer. And let's go back. Let's have a look at the far right of the screen. Arrow flip. If you were in a trade, you're out of that trade. No excuses. Arrow flip. Candlestick position. We're outside. We need to be below the black price envelope, which we are. We need a green to red vector average change, which you see here. We need a positive R ratio, and we don't need to follow the trend because we're outside. Although the trend, blue to orange, is telling us that we're also looking at a shorting opportunity. Essentially, this is going to gear up to be a very strong trade. You can see the move as well. We pushed outside these outer bands, which means that there's a lot of kind of appetite for a sell in the market. Now, there's a couple of parts to this, really. Now, I can tell you the trade that I took, and I can tell you something that other traders might have done, depending on their kind of personal management style. What I did is I held the trade the entire way down. Now, we came back a couple of times to nearly hitting out on our stop loss arrows. But to be honest with you, when you've moved down this far, and you're just looking at the market moving flat, and all of the momentum is completely in the favor of the sell action, I will happily risk a pip or two to let it sit instead of risking a pip. Or what's 1 or 2 pips out of a move that has hundreds of pips coming out of it. So what we do, we enter at the start of the candle, and as I say, pull down, little tiny move back. Absolutely sinking like a rock, a period of consolidation, break through the resistance, move down, smooth pull up. We finally exit the trade here on this black arrow at 4:02, our initial entry being at 2:45, and this was a 351 pip mover. So to give you some context for the kind of cash figures that we're looking at, if you were able to trade both of these opportunities, 202 points on the DAX, 351 on the Dow. If pound per point, that's £553 in your back pocket for 2 trades. It took about 2 hours between the 2 of them, give or take. £2 per pip, £1,106. And if you're trading on an intermediate size account, which you may not necessarily do when you first get started with the program, trading at £5 per pip, that's 2,765 quid. That's nearly 3 grand for 1 day's worth of trading. At which point, for a lot of people, you might decide that you're good enough to take the month off. I'm still going to be trading it. And that's the reason that we do these videos, by the way. We do have another live session coming up where we'll be teaching you these strategies, how to manage these strategies in a more advanced way. But I suppose most importantly, we'll be looking at taking live positions on the markets so you can trade alongside us, see it for yourselves, hopefully learn something, but also put a bit of money into your own accounts. If you're interested in joining us, come along. There'll be a form around this video. Thank you.